Yeah, look, mate, Real Madrid, sure, it's a big name, but in all their illustrious history, they've never beaten us. And, yes, we've only ever played them once, but, facts are facts.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 12, Episode 10 today, Champions League Round of 16, and we have drawn Real Madrid. Now, we've only ever played them once. That was last season, I think it was. We beat them 4-2. So they've never beaten us, so we've got to have maybe half a chance, but it is, there's no easy draws here. You look at this. I would have liked to have another crack at Leverkusen. Maybe Dortmund, but Juventus, I think we'd like to have another go at them at some point as well, but there was no easy rounds really here. So that's what we've got. We'll give it our best run and see if we can get into the quarterfinals. I did look, we've got to the round of 16 in the Champions League once before where we lost to Paris. We've never got beyond this, so it would be very nice to see if we could go and do that, but tough ask, as I say. Now, we've got 2 games to catch you up on in the league. League form has been faltering a little bit. We need to pick it up. Aussie aren't in Europe and are in danger of maybe just skipping away a little bit too much in the title race. So our first game to catch you up on was against Slaven Belupo. We went ahead on the hour mark when Kovacic crossed for Gavia, but Slaven were level instantly before Vasgard made it 3 goals in as many minutes to restore our lead. And it was 4 in 5 minutes when Kovacic crossed for Mazzolani. So this was a really, really tough game for us. They were very, very good. The scoreline flatters us massively. We could easily have lost this one, but it was literally like 4 goals in 5 minutes. That was the game. It was just a crazy, crazy thing that happened. The important thing is away from home in a game that could easily have gone either way, we got the 3 points, and that is ultimately what matters, isn't it? So that was huge. Next up, it was Rijeka. We fell behind in the first half, but Lacko drew us level at half-time. So, we should have won this game. Silly drop points at home. Look at the XG tracker. They barely created anything. And, yeah, it's just one of those. Now, one thing I will say is that because we have another European tie, it wasn't necessarily our strongest team that we've put out, but we can't use that as an excuse. Aussie aren't in Europe, and we've just got to find a way to get results. Now, the good news is, as I say, at least we didn't lose. And if we look at the league table, now Aussie have dropped points as well. So it's a 2-point gap at the top. Now, the big thing is that we have Dinamo in between the 2 Real Madrid ties. So that is not ideal. We're going to have to somehow find a way to get the result there. But anyway, let's go and see what we're doing here again. Actually, before we do that, I know you guys like to see how the rest of the league is heading on in Europe. Now, in the Europa League, where, of course, the only other 2 teams were, Slaven Belupo missed out on getting through by 1 goal on goal difference, so that's a little bit of a kick in the backside for them. And then first knockout round, Dinamo were beaten by Sporting. So we are the only Croatian team left in Europe right now. Not ideal, obviously, for the league coefficient. But let's see what we can do. At home to Real Madrid, realistically, we need to win here and have something to go home with. We can see a 4-3-3 is what we're expecting from them with inside and inverted everything, so we'll be trapping them on the outside. We have got Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Crespi, and Jaka Busic as the back 3. Von Groningen, who is back fit, with Gonzalez for the width. Alvarez is back from his injury and suspension. He'll go in midfield with Gavia and Vasgard in front of him. With Mazzolani and, Goldmouth Golden Boy recently, Zabo, he gets the start as well. We also have Cena back on the bench, coming back to fitness along with Lacko. So there's some strength there if we need it. Montel's on the bench as well. Can't remember the last time he was there by choice. So, yeah, let's put our best foot forward. Gavia's heavy match load. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Alright, so we can see the team here still with, I got to say, the spine of their actual team in real life now, which is huge. Imagine, they're just going to be like Xavi and Iniesta at Barcelona, those guys, aren't they? They're just going to be there for so long, you can't imagine a team without them. Let's go out there, cause a few surprises. Let's go out there, cause an upset. I can get on board with that. Jaka Busic is looking nervous. Dude, you've got to just get over that. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, because like when I was growing up playing cricket, we were always told that like pressure is a privilege, because if there's pressure on you, you've got a chance to achieve something. And I just feel like I don't know how to convey that to players. Like, yeah, this is a massive game. What are you nervous for? Go out there and show that you belong here. Like, I just don't show that you're better than them. I just don't. I don't get that. But anyway, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, good to have Von Groningen back. It would have been a big loss not to have him for this one. Yeah, Cena is back. He's doing okay. He's played some games for the kids as well as do some friendlies to try and get him up to speed, because he was missing for quite a few months. So he's available off the bench if we need him. Yeah, ideally, in a perfect world, I'd probably like to keep him and Lacko fresh for Dinamo, because we need to win that game as well. As things stand right now, the title race is still in our own hands, because we've got to play Osijek, and obviously if we beat them, then we'll go a point clear. So if we win we win out, then we win the league. So yeah, but obviously we can't afford to be dropping points, and now with all the other teams out, I mean, it just makes those games against, I mean, Dinamo and Osijek especially, it just makes them that much more difficult for us. Now here we go on the break. Mazzoleni, he's got Gonzalez in a little bit of space. Gonzalez, can he whip a cross in? Gonzalez has done brilliantly. Gonzalez! He's just scored goal of the season! Wow, Julian Gonzalez, what an individual effort against Real Madrid. Look at this, he had no business scoring from this position. Absolutely none. He's cut inside again, and that, well, that's goal of the season, isn't it? Surely it is. I'm trying to remember now. We score some good goals, but surely there's none better than that. What an individual. That's probably the best individual goal I think I've ever seen in Football Manager. It's that good. And it is away, is it? Just about. Jakabusic. Can he stop a cross coming in? Edge of the area. Go down into the... Should get to that, shouldn't we? Mazzoleni. Oh, he's trying. He's done... Oh, that didn't last long. That feels a little bit like a goal we could have done a little bit more to prevent. I mean, we're probably still in shock from that. Mazzoleni's got to do a bit better there, doesn't he? I mean, even if he commits a foul, you just wonder, and there, someone's got to win that. And it's just broken, hasn't it? Just gone against us, that one a little bit. All right, let's encourage us. And Vazgard now over a free kick. Gavia. Oh, good save. I think we've seen, haven't we, that we're a much, much stronger team at home than we are away. So we really do need to, I think, take a lead with us to Madrid if we're going to have any ambitions of going through. And as things stand, we are being outpossessed and outshot. So that's not ideal. I mean, it's a big occasion for us, isn't it? We're not really in Pinto with a good save. We're not really used to playing in these sorts of games yet. It's only the second time in the club's history we've got to this stage of the tournament. So, yeah, maybe, as that is offside, yes. Maybe it'll prove to be a bridge too far this time. Jakabusic just looking apprehensive. I really wish we could have the new boy. I can't think of his name now. The Ukrainian. Because if you put him in instead of Jakabusic into this lineup, I think it does look a lot stronger, doesn't it? And then what we'll do, the plan is for Jakabusic will just drop in next season into the league side, and you know, he can come in obviously and fill in Europe if we need him to. As Pinta makes another decent save there. Oh, I should say as well, Viewers Player of the Year nominations. Thank you for those who have nominated already. But don't forget to get them coming in for your Player of the Year. If we were to go out here, we're probably... Well, it depends how the title race shapes out, but we've probably got 2 or 3 episodes left this season. So we may even need to vote next episode. So just make sure you get those nominations in. Obviously, I don't know how this game is going to play out yet. So... yeah, what do we say to that? You've been unlucky. Keep working hard. That seems to have worked. I mean, I think good body language is as important as anything at this point. Other than Von Groningen, the match ratings aren't terrible. I wonder if we take it off play it into space and lower the tempo a little bit and see if that just helps us with possession. I mean, what you would say is that again, we are playing Real Madrid here, and we're doing a decent job limiting their chances. Now, the goal we've scored, I think, it's a bit of a freak goal in many ways, isn't it? But come on, get that away, get that away. Oh, I think Jaka Busic has gone to win the head-up, not won it, and it's just fallen for Tell here. Have another look. I think Jaka Busic goes to win the head-up, and so he's out of position. Tell has done brilliantly to run into that position. It's, from their point of view, it's a very well-worked goal. But Jaka Busic, having gone for it, just had to win it, didn't he? Vazgard to Gonzalez. Gonzalez again. Gonzalez back in front of goal. It's Gavia. Gonzalez is having the game of his life. And we have pegged them straight back at 2-2. Who is this Gonzalez and where has he been all season? Look at this. Oh, nutmegged Bellingham. And Gavia just had to stick a toe out. And it's 2-2. And we're only behind for 2 minutes, which is very, very nice indeed. Now, can we go and get in front? Vazgard and Zabo not having great games. All right, so Zabo, maybe his goal streak has run out. So we'll bring on Lacko for him. And then Vazgard, we've got Montel on the bench, so it's silly not to use him if we need to. As Mazzoleni is back doing defensive work, I'd probably rather he wasn't doing. And Vinicius Jr. Well, another one that it seems quite preventable. It's a very interesting tackle for your striker to be making in the penalty area. You can't fault Mazzoleni's work rate, can you? He's almost a one-man defensive block back there. All right, come on, boys, come on. We may be about to lose our perfect record against Real Madrid. It's only their front three, isn't it? Which is frustrating. Von Groningen not having a great game and coming back to fitness. Let's get Kovacic on for him. And is that my changes? No, I've got one more. Can we try and demand more? And it looks like they have maybe somewhat shut up shop here, doesn't it? All right, so let's just try. I'm very hesitant to do this because as things stand right now, at least we're kind of in the game. But I think we need to be at least level, don't we? So we'll go and have one last little crack at them here. And see if we can get level. Doesn't look like it's going to quite happen, is it? I mean, the second leg is still alive. We'll need to be a little bit better defensively. But they've been the better team there, haven't they? Even if you could probably look at all of their goals and say we could have done better defending them. They were the better team, I think, still, weren't they? So, youthful Jarun come unstuck. If anything, nothing else, we'll be better for that game, weren't we? And we got the C goal of the season. So, not a complete loss. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go and play Dinamo. It's a huge game. Yeah, we got to win. We really do. And I'll see you for the second leg. Fingers crossed we can pull off a comeback. Okay, welcome back. We need somewhat of a miracle at the Bernabeu, don't we? But let's hope we can at least do ourselves justice. Now, a few things to catch you up on. Obviously, we've got the game against Dinamo. We'll do that in a second. But first, we've had our youth intake. And I'll be honest, it could have been better. Let's have a quick look at what we've got here. So we've got a young goalkeeper. You can never have too many young goalkeepers, but there's a few holes in his game, I think. Young defender here as well, who looks, to be fair, quite promising. So let's hope that we get good stuff out of him. And then we've got a few promising players down here in amongst the good talents, including a central defender here. We've got a striker who looks okay, if unambitious, but otherwise okay. Then we've got an Australian coming through out of nowhere. Mercenary, which isn't great. Promising centre-back. Positioning is going to need a lot of work. But outside of that, he's not too bad either. So let's hope we can train him up a little bit. And then, of course, we've got some others here that may or may not make it. There was one or two others that were decent. Was it this guy that looked okay? Yeah, it's a right winger. looks okay. And then we've got an attacking midfielder here as well, and then we've got not much after that. So as ever, if you're a qualifying member or a channel member or Patreon, we can rename these guys after you. Yeah, like I say, it could be a lot better, but it could be worse as well. We may get 1 or 2 out of that one. Now, Dynamo. Alziak won. They won their game against Lokomotiva 2-1. We went to Dynamo. We had to play a second string side with this Real Madrid fixture going on, of course. Let's see if we could keep the title race in our own hands. And the short answer is we should have been able to, but we weren't. Ultimately, we dominated the game. First half particularly, we were all over them. I don't understand how we didn't score. I know how we didn't score because we couldn't finish. Second half, you can see, was a little bit more even. They had one really good chance that the XG tracker sort of shows there. Outside of that, there wasn't really a great deal going on. Half-time kind of ruined it for just the neutral, and for us, to be honest, we just didn't quite come out the same way that we finished. So, yeah, that means we are now 4 points back, which is not the end of the world, obviously. We know we need to play them again. There's 10 games to go, and we will play everybody once. So they'll have to play Dynamo themselves. They'll have to play Hajduk and Gorica and some of the other teams that are doing well. So, yeah, it makes it more difficult, but not impossible, that's for sure. But Real Madrid, and we are expecting the same from them, 4-3-3. And I toyed with the idea of playing with the number 10 and getting Alvarez back in here instead of Jakub Busic. Ultimately, I thought that might leave us a little bit open. Right now, we just need a goal. I think if they score first, then we sort of it's all or nothing. But I think for right now, it's probably best to try and keep things a little bit tight. So Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Crespi, Jakub Busic, Von Groningen and Gonzalez are the width, with Alvarez behind Gavia and Vazgard. Mazzoleni and Lacko comes in to get the start in this one. So we can see the team sheets, and it is more or less the same team, obviously, because it's the same team. Klopp, of course, was their manager. If you missed that in the first one, there's no pressure. Go out there, play with that freedom. It is one of these now where everybody expects us to lose. Absolutely everybody, including, to be fair, the manager. So let's just hope. Honestly, I hope that we just do ourselves justice. It doesn't get out of hand, and if we give them a bit of a fright, then that'd be a nice little bonus as well, wouldn't it? So we will see. We will see. Yeah, I mean, we just need to defend better, don't we? That's the thing. And I feel like when you look at this team, the glaring weakness is Jakub Busic. So, as I've said before, I've never felt so disappointed and let down by a player. I think the odds for him getting Horse's ass at the end of season awards are quite low at this point. I think the bookies have actually stopped taking bets on that. But yeah, that is just the bit of the weakness that we have right now. Anyway, we're looking relaxed. We just need a goal for now. Let's see if we can go and get it. We are playing them high up the pitch to try and stop them from sort of playing outside our penalty area. I wonder if we should maybe drop it back a little bit. Bellingham to take a corner. And it is over the top, and that'll be a goal kick. And we are going to be seeing that highlight. All right, don't do anything silly here, please, boys. Jakub Busic to Gavia, back to Jakub Busic, and that is nicely done for Von Groningen. Mazzoleni to Alvarez. Alvarez, oh, that was looking so promising, game. Why would you tease us like that? All right, well, we haven't had a shot. We've had 18% possession. Other than that, it's going very well. Sanchez. They're putting a lot of pressure on us here up the field, aren't they? Jakub Busic. Oh, Mazzoleni, you've got to go and get it, mate. You can't just stand there. Oh, and Sanchez has gone, missed, and that got exactly what it deserved from that position. And it is now 4-2. And is it time? Is it time to go a little bit more all out here? Oh, Sanchez, he was never getting there, was he? He was never getting there. And that is another, I don't know if you'd call it a defensive mistake, but certainly a defensive lapse, perhaps. And they're just punishing us, which is what the good teams do, I suppose, isn't it? All right. And now it looks like they're sort of backing off us a little bit, so maybe that gives us a chance. Gavia gets it wide for Von Groningen. Oh, it's a terrible touch. And Vazgard will pick that up. Alvarez forward for Lacko to Sanchez. We had Thingo out here, I would have thought there. Gonzalez, Jakub Busic. to Von Groningen, who loses out, but they just give it straight back to us. It's a bit of a scrappy highlight. Oh. And it's a bit of a scrappy goal. All right, well, there's no point sitting back and waiting for them to beat us at this point. So let's go. Alvarez and Gavia can swap positions. In fact, Alvarez and Jakabusic can swap positions, and Montel can come on. And it is a very, very big ask now, isn't it? It's only 20-odd minutes played, too. There's still plenty of time for us to be on an absolute hiding here. Come on. Vasgard is looking anxious. Vasgard is he is unhappy at something. I can't remember if it's a transfer or what it was. So I'm wondering if mentally he's not quite where he needs to be for these sorts of games. As Lacko comes in to put a bit of pressure on the goalkeeper. And here we go. Alvarez. Crespi. Back to Pinter. To Alvarez. And it is Von Groningen. Von Groningen through the middle. Nice ball for Lacko. Lacko, look at the space Gonzalez has. Gonzalez back and Lacko scores. Oh, we should have played the... Who's offside there, ref? Surely. I mean, it can only be Gonzalez, and he was well on, wasn't he? I was going to say, there would have been riots in the stands if that hadn't been given. Or the technical area, anyway. What was the potential offside here? Vasgard in front of the goalkeeper, maybe? I don't even know what they're looking at there. It's Real Madrid. They've thrown a penalty flag, haven't they? All right. So we're not back in it, but we're sort of unnailed the coffin, I think. And this is clearly how we should have been playing to start with, paying them too much respect again. And next goal's huge. If we can get the next one, then we just... Oh, Sanchez, you've got to stop diving in, mate. I'm probably telling him to step up or something because Vasgard has a miss. Oh. I don't even know who to blame for that. I mean, Vasgard... Did he get a touch on it? Maybe he did. And... I mean, it was... Crespi had to get something on it because there's too many Real Madrid players behind him. Vasgard's disenchanted now. You can go and have a sulk on the bench, mate, and we'll get... Well, hang on, let's wait here. Lacko. He scored a good one in the Champions League last year, didn't he? All right, so let's get Zinko on. And that's going to be 2 of our 3 subs then, isn't it? So we need 3 more. We'll do well. We will do very well to score 4 goals against... although we beat them 4-2 once. So if we can score the 4, then at least we'll be level with them on aggregate. But I have a feeling that they may have underestimated us when we played them last time, and this time, Sanchez, dude. What about if we just... is it ease off tackles? Is that what we want him to do? We don't want him to mark tighter. Just keep them in front of you, dude. I don't... And this is the one thing I didn't want to happen. I just wanted us to, put up a good fight, keep it close. And we've certainly not done that. Here we go with Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Zinko. Zinko chips it in. Oh, it's a good finish from Von Groningen on the volley into the ground. And it's 4-2 on the night. 7-4 on aggregate. Are we just doing enough to keep ourselves in this? If we could learn to defend... I mean, we've scored 4 goals against Real Madrid in the tie. And, if we go out... I mean, we've only got ourselves to blame, really, don't we? But it'll be so frustrating. Offensively, we're up there with anything in Europe. Defensively, I mean, we're down there with anything in world football. Another one. just as we get ourselves back into games. I mean, I'm going to have to tell them that they've been horrible, aren't I, at half-time? I don't think we can blame Pinter too much. The central defender ratings are telling a story, though, aren't they? We should be in the game. That's the frustrating thing, isn't it? It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Just go out there and win the second half. That's all I can ask you to do, because we're definitely capable of doing that. Mazzoleni's not having a good game up front. We've got a free kick to defend here. Let's tell him to focus. And apparently we just gave up on that free kick. All right, let's go back to a higher line. And was Lacko not taken out of that, ref? Come on. Bellingham has just got a little bit too much space there, hasn't he? Okay, I wonder... Let's... I mean, if you can't experiment in the Champions League knockout rounds, when can you do it? So let's just sit him there as an anchor man. Just sit in front, Alvarez, and just stop them coming through. They've only got the one sort of actual striker, so we probably don't need three back there. We just need to try and clog up the middle of the pitch, don't we? Sanchez. Oh, Zinco. Go and get the ball. For the love of God, go and get the ball. Crespi does well on that occasion, but it's still there for them. And just over the top. We're diving in when they have it, and then when we're waiting for it, just standing there waiting for passes to come to us. Crespi. To Zinco. Lacko. Good ball for Gavia. Gavia. Back for Von Groningen. Nice ball in. It is headed away. Not very far, though. It's back for Gonzalez, who has another one. And it's 5-3. I wonder if passing into space is meaning that they were sort of waiting for it to come to us. Gavia did really, really well here. Von Groningen chips it in. And not a great header. Mazzoleni keeps it in. Spots Gonzalez. And through a bit of a deflection zone, but it's okay. We'll take it. And it's 5-3 on the night. Let's just keep telling him to focus. I mean, we've scored 3 goals from 3 shots on target. So it's not... It's just... I think I'm just more frustrated at our defensive play as much as anything. And it might be that they are just making us look... Yeah, they're making us look bad because they are good. But I still do think... Yeah, I mean, you score 5 goals in the Champions League, round of 16. You would expect to get through that tie. I don't think that's unreasonable to say. I mean, if we're looking for slight positives of being knocked out of Europe, it means that we can 100% focus on the league and making sure we get our title back. But... yeah, you shouldn't concede 8 goals in 2 games. And you shouldn't lose when you score 5, should you? But, I don't know. Yeah, we gave our all. I guess we could say that. So, first leg triumph helps Real Madrid pass Euro, and it comes back to it, doesn't it? If you don't win your home game, it's very difficult to go through when you get to this stage of Europe. So, finances with the Champions League run, more or less at the end. We'll get a little bit of extra money at the end of the season, of course, but 114 million in the bank. We've still got 61 million, and our next season's minimum is 15. If I don't get at least that 60, I'll be very, very annoyed, I've got to say. But anyway, that is that. And, I mean, it was a new high mark for us in Europe. I just am frustrated at how we went out, I think. So what we'll do is we will come back. Osijek is obviously a very, very big game, and Hajduk is a fairly big one as well. So let's come back for Hajduk at home, who are 5th, because Farrison's, down there, so that's not really worth it. And then Osijek away from home, the final time we play them. If we don't win that, then we're going to be in some very, very big trouble. And make sure you get your Viewers Player of the Year nominations in, because we'll probably come back and have to vote on it this episode after that, I would have thought, depending how this... If we lose this, that might be it. Just... it's all falling to pieces. Take care.